day, good people of the fine day in the year of the Vibrant. It is Rebellion tonight. It is a Friday night Fracture this Friday, and it is next week's Rebellion, and then cash in your tickets to Paradise. The two-night event will have arrived, and we will transition into 2K26. That being said, we got some results from last night, which form a lot of the card for today. We have in our main event Golden and Ryoma finally one-on-one if Makoto intervenes in the slightest. He will be removed from the match at Ticket to Paradise. If he intervenes in that match, or Ray, by the way, or Ray, either one, that's what I'm saying. We're going to have a fair 1v1 between Golden and Ryoma tonight, as well as Aiba versus Elphelt going one-on-one tonight as well, which will be a fantastic time. They did get to you know, touch them. They touched a little bit, but they didn't touch with them. They're fully 100% each other, and you know, I'm excited to see how it will be. Sage, I believe, will be at ringside with Aiba. We have the other half of that triple threat, which is Francisca Von Karma, Cherry, and Furina, which should be a fantastic match right in the middle, and a little tag team action. Dante and Punch Up, the champion, team up against Shin and the amazing Ninetails. That is our fatal four-way match for the Fight Forever Championship. Punch Up has a long road ahead of him, but let's see if he's able to get the job done. And of course, we're starting as we always do. A little Sicko mode, open challenge. So if you would, with me right now, right here and right now, and I believe your polls for Majima's title are still open. They will be revealed this coming Friday. Majima will make the announcement himself on Friday's show. Until then, though, we gotta keep the show going. So without further ado, as I said, let's take it over to Neru, and let's take it over to who? I don't know. Find out as the stars go. Black. And now. I always feel so worried about the girl now. You know, if at the very beginning of this, you would have told me, you're gonna feel worried for this IRC member, but she hasn't really been involved in Shingo's shenanigans for real, you know what I mean? At least not recently. Neru. A lot of you are saying that this has been one of the best, if not the best, open challenge series that we've ever had in the AWE. A lot of people have become Neru fans because of it. But I'm not a fan of having this continue to be unsanctioned. Week by week, you can kind of see the toll that it's taking on Neru's body, her arms, her midsection, her chest. She's pulling muscles, she's straining muscles, but she's still fighting on, and I don't know what is pushing her to go to these lengths to really not. When we talk about putting your body on the line, this is way past that. She has bandages on her forehead because the medical team are doing their best to keep her patched together. She has a wound there that, because she's fighting so often, it never has a chance to properly close up, so they're just saying, hey, this will at least try and keep it closed as long as she doesn't get dropped in her head too much. But she's always been fighting. Hold on. Poison! Wait, Poison Ivy? No one told me she had the banger coming out here. Hold on. Hey, okay, let me stop. Poison Ivy is here. Ladies and gentlemen, that girl is Poison. Let me stop. Every single, this is nothing new. Every single person that's come out here, I've been like, Neru might have a bad time tonight, but she's prevailed every time outside of Sephiroth. Fear's driving me out of my mind. That's why it's hard for me to find. Man, let me tell you what. I need to stop. Because they're about to have a fantastic time. Poison Ivy going one-on-one with I am in control of her. Hey, give me 1 second. I'm gonna take me away. We're gonna restart the match. Is it gonna leave me in control, or is it going to say, hey, you're not in control anymore? Great, I'm no longer in control. Alright, now let's do it for real. Ladies and gentlemen, it's on, and it looks like there's a mutual respect between these two rather than someone rushing in and going for the attack. They were drawing energy from the crowd, and now they are throwing strikes at one another. Goodness gracious, knee strike by Poison Ivy, and drops Neru right on her forehead, right on the bandaged forehead. Immediately, and Neru's looking not worse for wear. She's looking bad right now. Poison Ivy's looking bad, but in a different sense. But let me talk to you, ladies and gentlemen. Sweeping the leg, Neru's looking to survive. Not to survive this thing, win this thing. She has a nearly perfect record in these open challenges. Could be on the realms of someone like a Mizuki, who I believe only just lost the one to Aiba at AV Mania when she had her open challenge. Oh my gosh, package! Not a pile driver, thank goodness. Whew! I know she's a sicko, but she didn't bring out a sicko move immediately. Not even a 1 count on Poison Ivy. Poison Ivy, I would not be surprised if she's equipped with some Poison Mist, which is actually really bad now that I think about it. That is going to soak into the band-aids and into the open wound of Neru. Okay, hold on a minute. I really don't like the sound of that. I really do not like the sound of that shot to the back of the knee. It's like every single time she's fighting someone, it's just more and more dangerous. It becomes more and more, not sinister, sickening, that's a whole wrench. Poison Ivy literally like holding up saying, y'all want to see this? Able to reverse and stay on her feet, but Neru sends her into that steel barricade. And I thought she was about to German her in the steel barricade. Instead, she's dropping her right on her entire self. All over her body. This one staying outside the ring for a little bit. Fisherman style with that suplex. And Neru staying on the offensive. Dropping, oh my gosh, the heels of Poison Ivy catching the barricade as well. Neru rolling out of the way, weaving out of the way. And she is going strong right now. Outside of the early portion of this matchup where Poison Ivy was on her toes, keeping Neru trying to focus her up. Right now, it looks like Neru is showing off what she's learned in these open challenges, how to be a killer in the ring. It's something we've known since she's debuted here in the AWE. She's always been the biggest threat in the IRC. But as of late, if that hasn't shown itself to be the truest thing ever. Oh, no. We saw... Last time we saw this ladder bridge, it was a sickening thud as first DK was put through it, and then Neru put through it as well in a matter of revenge. This time, though, Poison Ivy with a knee. Thorn-esque move from Poison Ivy as now Neru's going into that ladder. And going all the way up onto the ladder, Poison Ivy. Okay, ooh, wait a minute. Just going for a hit there. Neru able to roll out of the way, but I want to point out, Ivy did reverse that signature. Ivy's got the strong advantage now. If she's able to hit that thing, this matchup just evens up, but Neru's not letting it happen. At this point, it almost feels like everything that Ivy has been giving her, Neru's had an answer for it. Ugh! But turnabout is fair play, rolling into Neru after that. And sends Neru into the ring. Into the ropes. Ivy going for a nasty kick. A vine-like enziguri right behind the ear of Neru. I would say Vine Whip, that's a Pokemon move. Lamau, Poison Rana! 1, 2. Neru doesn't burn though. but I want to put out those two moves just even this entire matchup. Back and maybe almost teetering all the way back into Ivy's favor. Putting Neru face first, and not just face first, bandages first, onto that turnbuckle. I'm not sure what she's doing right now. She's slapping her. Ah, no, the wrench! I didn't even see her get it. It was outside the ring. I thought she might have swept under the ring, but she came back real quick and hit her right in the face with, oh, got the knees up right in the face with that wrench. Stood back up into the ropes. No, into the referee. Referee needs to get out of the way, let me tell you what. Knee strike! Oh, and that's not what you want to see. We already talked about that wound that has not had a chance to properly close. As Ivy just bust open the head of Neru. Went for a big boot there. Neru able to weave just a little bit out of the way. Poison Ivy going over the top rope. Not going onto the ladder, though. Neru goes to follow. Slides underneath. Staying quick on her feet. Although, look. Here's the problem. We can't stop her. She could be, like... If she's concussed in this matchup, we can't stop her. It's all unsanctioned. Anything goes. And she's still got, what? This Friday. She's got next Sunday, and she has night 1 and night 2 of 8, of Ticket to Paradise to go through as well. Her opponents have not softened up in the slightest. But I'll tell you what, neither has Neru as Janice. Avoids a shot from Janice. Looks like she might actually stomp the head of Ivy into Janice while she was almost laying on it there. Picked up, oh, wait a minute. World Strongest slammed the back of her head on the thankfully non-nailed part of Janice. Lift her right back up. Very close to having a finishing maneuver. Could be that IRC elbow or that Baka lariat. Both have secured her wins in the past. But will she have the opportunity to hit either one tonight? Already had the signature reverse, but now Ivy actually has a body injury. Hold on a minute. I didn't think Ivy was getting beaten down that bad. Rolled out of the way. Kicks to the midsection, trying to even out the midsection damage. Stood back up. Knee strike again. Off the ropes, a moonsault, but again has the knees up. That blood, remember the blood on the mat is certainly and sincerely Neru's as she plants Ivy. You don't really want to plant Ivy around, it's going to spread everywhere, but I wouldn't mind, let me stop. Big chop into that Baka lariat, and after that big move, already body injury, feeling a little hurt, that might be resiliency from Poison Ivy. And she's still got a finisher left. She's dragging her center of the ring. We may be looking at that IRC elbow. No. Ivy able to try and roll herself out of the way. Neru's trying to do this quickly, not with as much damage and oh! Headbutt. Headbutt with the, okay, she is a sicko. Headbutt with the bleeding forehead, bleeding through her bandages. No. Oh, I forgot to check. I forgot to check. That's entirely my bad. That's a... No. Neru, you gotta... Oh, she's already hurt so bad. What was that? Moonsault through the ladder. We've seen splashes, we've seen sentons, but a moonsault to the ladder is crazy as Janice is now in full force. But it's her favorite weapon for a reason. Snatches it out of the hands of Ivy. And now Ivy's the one who's bloodied, who's dripping. Right to the forehead right afterwards and just getting battered by Janice. Nails going into the flesh of Poison Ivy. But look at that. Got stopped. Tripped up onto Janice. Oh, no. Not right there on the announcer's table. Oh, thank goodness. Oh my gosh. I thought she was going to hit that classic Yukiko electric chair face buster, but that was not the case, thankfully. Ivy, is she leaving the match? No, she's not leaving. She's going to get a weapon. And it's a table. I don't know if anyone's been put through a table in this open challenge. But that might change right now. That might change right now. Oh, no, not through the table. She lived. I'm shocked it wasn't through the table. I'm going to keep it a buck with you. I was certain it was going to be through the table. Oh, she went face first and like, I guess, midsection first into the table, and then bounced her head on the table right afterwards. Popped up into a power bomb, slammed down on the outside of the ring. Neru, you sicko! She's a sicko. As if we didn't know, but she's a sicko. I think only one man has really used a flaming table before, but oh my gosh, she's burning now too. She's got burns, dude. Neru, this is such a high risk for you. You could be the one going through. That flaming table, a reversal of that chop. They are dancing around. Oh no, Ivy. Nasty kick. I'm so glad, because she could have walked her all the way to that table. It would have been bad news bears for her. Reversal. Ivy falls down. I'm still worried because they're all still just dancing around that table. Sends her again into the flames. Neru not lift. Oh, does lift her up. No. No, no, Neru, not to the. Still not to the. Okay, alright. Alright, physics. Still not to the table, that's fine. That's okay by me. Head first, she's not worried about getting her back in the ring. She said, I'll make you bleed, I'll make you hurt out here. Onto the shoulders. Rolling into that move. And Ivy's now having a really, really, really bad time. But gets the reversal there. They do not head back into the ring. Are you still? No! Oh, we talked about the poison mist into the open wounds of Neru. Somehow, some way, she was still able to reverse, but the poison mist into the open wounds of Neru. That's gotta sting. That's gotta hurt like... It's gotta hurt like hell. Usually I have something more, some more elegant or flowery language to use, but that has to hurt like hell. Clothesline, back of the neck first into the thumbtacks. 1, 2. And disgusting. First fall goes to Neru. Keep in mind, Neru's already been hit with a... Oh, wait a minute. Went for that again, but fell onto... Not the spikes, the tacks. Wait a... No shot! Oh my gosh, submission hold onto the thumbtacks, just driving the tacks even further, deeper into the chest of Poison Ivy. Goodness! And now again, braining Neru with the wrench for 1, 2. I'm sorry, you still didn't burn, Neru? You gonna have to tell me how you didn't burn there, because I was certain you would have burned. Ivy said, is Neru celebrating over there? She said, I'm still your biggest sicko. March might disagree, but I'll tell you what. Oh no, is she immediately gonna say, I think I'm gonna do it all again? No, drops her face first, jaw first actually, I think. Onto the ladder, could have broken her jaw. But instead still fights on because she is unrelenting. Ever since Sephiroth, she's been unstoppable. Stood right back up, and right now I think she's about to be unapologetically out for a long time to recover from these injuries, but she's still going unsanctioned, she's still reversing, and she's still sending Ivy into the ladder. Does get a hit there. Oh my gosh, Neru rolled into the ring to say it's time to get some payback. Last time she did a senton, this time she says, take 2, let's do it again. She might get 2-0. That should be enough. That might be 2-0. Neru, I think, realizing that's probably 2-0, slides into the ring, doesn't go for the pinfall though, says we gotta end this one way and one way only. Popped up, slammed down into the pin, signature lands for 1, 2, and that's 2 and... Ho? Oh my gosh. The way she drove the wrench down, knee strike. The way, wait a minute, what is moonsault? Okay, money. Neru's hurting. I wouldn't be surprised if this was one. Yeah, look, Ivy, I'd be frustrated too. I want to hear you. I want to hear your entrance theme again to be keep it a buck with you. Oh my gosh, she might have moonsaulted right into those thumbtacks. She might be a goner. Into the ropes. Oh, that enziguri lands. Neru falls into the thumbtacks. I don't think there's any on her body. They're not in her, it looks like, so that's nice. Oh, turns her around. Again for that Baka Lariat. As the table flames on the outside, it will not get used because that is 3. The main thing about this one was not so much all the blood, because there was plenty of it, unfortunately. The wounds did open back up. Neru's face went right into straight flames. She had poison spit into her open wounds. She needs to really rush to the medical team. Oh, Neru. She picks up another win, and this one was 2-0, and this was a very game Poison Ivy. She hit her big moves, but all of a sudden, Neru just kept kicking out. She said, I'm not going to be defeated. Goodness gracious. Under that blood, she might have burns. Goodness gracious. Neru. Hey, someone might have to convince her to stop this just for her own sake. For her own, like, health. It was a 5-star match. I'm gonna hand it to her. Give me the stars again. The show will go on, but man. Oh boy. That girl was poison. Here. Exit out and we will continue. And as we do so, I need to grab. My water's actually pretty full, but I do need to close the door because the AC is about to come on. I was gonna just do a 2-in-1. But we'll continue on with Rebellion after I go to close the door real quick. So it'll be a quick. In the open wounds of Neru, don't love that. Gotta say, I despise that. I hate that with every fiber of my being. Tonight, I got 4 gentlemen who I don't hate with every fiber of my being, because I hate to say it, I am feeling a lot very sympathetic towards Neru. It really is a what is pushing her to go this far. I know I've already said this, but like, what is pushing her to go that far to put her body on the line like this? Every time that I see her walk into that ring, every time I hear the bell ring during the Sicko's Open Challenge, which has lived up to its name, by the way, I just have to think to myself, It's unsanctioned. Can she make it to the end? She's already fully injured. We're seeing injuries stack up on her. I don't know, man. But let's not have that taint this tag team match, which should be a banger, as the stars. Go block. And out first. It's Dante. Dante has finally earned himself a championship match. He has, I'm sorry, my bad. They have been on the verge of getting to this point for quite some time. I want to take you back to when Dante first came to the AWE earlier this year. They always had strong performances, but they never were able to quite grasp the brass ring in terms of, you know, wrestling terminology. They were always putting on great performances, but never winning the match that really mattered. There was a world where we could have seen Dante versus Gin instead of Skeletor versus Gin, who has told me what type of match he's chosen, by the way. But Dante finally was able to clutch up, pull off a big, not victory, but earned a pinfall that got them into the championship match against the tag team partner tonight, but their opponent at Ticket to Paradise, the AWE Fight to Forever champion. The man know how to punch up. Punched Robbie Rotten right in his nuts and was able to become Fight Forever champion. He has a title defense at Ticket to Paradise. It will be, I think it should be a fantastic show. We saw 3 of these men go insane in the membrane inside Hell in a Cell. There's a world where they have another Hell in a Cell match at Ticket to Paradise. It's all dependent on what the wheel rolls. We'll find out at Ticket to Paradise what will roll on that wheel. Tonight, though, Punch Up is in action, teaming with Dante, somebody who I think he's been in the ring with before. I think it was another multi-person match. It was either a gauntlet match or a some sort of like gauntlet eliminator. I'm not sure. I digress. And also tonight, Shin. Shin has been associated with Ray and Makoto, and I don't love that. Let me talk to my managers. Hello. Hey, yeah. Can you make sure that the referee knows that if Shin also gets involved during that matchup, that's not going to be cool, and that Makoto will also lose his championship opportunity to perform. Thank you. Yes? Thank you. Yes, make sure the referee knows that. Appreciate you. Yeah, how are you doing, though? You ready for it? Oh, she does have an announcement. Cool. Alright, sweet. Until then, good luck, Makoto. Appreciate you. Keep training. Alright. The amazing Ninetails. Proved by amazing is in his name, dude. Ninetails burned resiliency early, but the longer the match went on, the more he held on. Got 1 pin, earned himself into the Fight Forever Championship match, but also went on to win the entire 2 out of 3 falls Hell in a Cell match. He found his opportunity. Will he find his opportunity again at Ticket to Paradise? Will this honestly kind of jacked? Man, this Jack, look at, he got like 9.5 abs. All the muscles you could see in the world, incredible. I digress though. It's 2-on-2. A little bit of can they coexist? The only person I think could not coexist in this matchup for real is probably Shin. But I want to point out between the 3 of them, they might want to just make sure that Punch Up stays in as long as possible. Maybe go into the championship match with an injured champion, make your odds a little bit better. But in that regard, you might just want to make sure you work with your teammate and really put the hurting on the other two competitors. If you're able to injure the other two going into Ticket to Paradise once again, man, that should be good for you. There's a lot of strategy here, and the last bit of it is momentum. Getting momentum. Carrying on to see, oh my gosh, look at that. The crowd's behind me. I'm rising the power rankings. Could give you a little boost before Ticket to Paradise. That's what I'm talking about. Will that unfold as Punch Up, the champion, is tagged in? Punch Up has been around for a little while. I think, was it since the fight? Oof. All right, Ninetails. I was gonna say, has it been since the fight before Christmas? I was either then or shortly after. He inevitably found love at Valentine's Violence. Not quite at Valentine's Violence. He ended up going on a date with Sayori, which was going not great. I would say maybe even disastrous if you ask me, but I digress. That disaster did turn into something delightful though, as Elphelt, Athena, and Polonia all kind of interrupted, mainly Elphelt kind of dragging Athena and Polonia along to say, hey, break this wall down. She lifted up Punch Up and they went to the bar. Drinks were on her and their love bloomed. Which is crazy, but you know what? Not unheard of. To my knowledge, they have actually been spending a lot of time together. I'll keep it a buck with you. I'm just really shocked that it's all working out. Punch Up is on a tear right now, but maybe that's commentator's curse, because the second I said that is the second that he went cheeks first into the ground. Shin able to get a reversal. And now Ninetails tossing Punch Up into the corner. Shin saying, no, we're not going to get a tag in there. You're going to do this yourself. Powerhouse dropping. Punch Up down. Tag has been made to Shin. Shin, it's completely fresh. I was going to say has not been in since the early onset of this matchup. Off the ropes, Punch Up literally could not reverse that, could not see it coming, stomped on the back, and now the champion may need to start looking for a tag himself. Able to roll out of the way of that move. We talked about Punch Up and his journey this year so far. Let's talk about Shin and his journey in the AWE. As we said, he's been one of the go-getters since the beginning, and he's in here with, honestly, 3 relatively new competitors. I don't think any of these competitors have really been here before Fight Before Christmas 2025. Only a handful of months to really be developing here. So, in terms of, like, being a seasoned veteran, that's your boy, but in terms of being a seasoned veteran and a singles champion, Shin is honestly not experienced. Shin has never held a singles title, has held tag team titles for days upon days, but when it comes to fighting alone, fighting by himself, he's not been able to quite get the job done. He's had fantastic championship matches or matches against champions. He had a great 1v1 match against Cassius Bright last year, a standout match that was just on a random, I think, fracture that went kind of crazy. Dropped on the ropes. But Shin now looking for his first but a singles gold. Ninetails. Ninetails first got here and is now going down with a swinging neckbreaker by Dante. First got here during the Valentine's Violence tournament. Picked up a big victory but was unable to put, I believe, Kyutaro Burgerberg away. And you know what? That's not an easy task. Kyutaro was on his best. His Sunday's best for many Sundays. When he was feuding with Gunther and onward and upward past then. That being said, the amazing Ninetails has not given up and has now earned himself a championship opportunity here. AW contractor. And is looking to make not just moments for the fans, just to make the AWE a more exciting place. He looks to be the powerhouse that he believes this division needs. With a roll up. A powerhouse that doesn't rely on his girth, relies on his moves in the ring. Be it jumping off the ropes. He wants to be the best all-arounder in the AWE. I think he's got a long ways to go. But you know what? Having that kind of aspirations. Yeah, I'm just saying, it might be good. It might be good. It might be something the AWE needs. I think we actually mentioned all of the competitors at this point. Okay, flying for him. How Dante's kind of just been like, always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Kick out. That was a late kick out. Dante, they didn't have resiliency. Because now we're starting to see Dante get banged up by the amazing Ninetails. Ninetails has a finisher, but punch up. Ooh, if he is able to distract the referee, we've seen him do this before though. Ninetails just chucks you into a power bomb. It's like a shot put power bomb the way he starts off like this and then pops you down with that power bomb. And here is a Ninetails. He hits you with that power move and then just so agile afterwards, jumps off the ropes. And then the submission specialist, the man who will break your arm in a moment's notice. And we were just talking about breaking arms. He may be looking to kick punch-ups and set up for that armbar right afterwards, but punch-up, not letting it happen. You got to imagine if he's able to weaken that arm enough, that punch going up may not hurt as much. But it might hurt plenty, because Shin's back might be broken now. That back is not feeling so good, not anymore. Dante back in. Who's going to get the pin for their team? And I want to point out at this point, everyone still has resiliency, but nobody's got it built up. Dante, I think, is the closest. Everybody else needs a little bit of work to build it up. Middle rope. Double axe right across the bridge of the nose. And Shin up on the shoulders. And down on the knee. One. But just one. But just one. Drop down. These teams are working well together for the time being, but once again, next Friday, they will not be. And out of nowhere, I didn't even know he had an armbar ready. I actually did not know he had an armbar ready. That's surprising to me. Punch up doesn't just break up the pin, he also knocks the referee over. I don't believe this is a legal tag, but I guess, you know, somebody's whispering into the unconscious referee's ear saying, tag's been made. Oh, wait a minute. Dante, very scrappy here in the ring, and drops Ninetails right on the ears. Ninetails reminds me a lot of, like, Doge. For real, for real. Smooth running swing neckbreaker. Almost like it almost feels like a reverse RKO with the speed and the height he gets on it. Turn around. Punch up the champion. Getting rocked by Ninetails. And a tag has been made back to Shin. Knows that the arms have been weakened a little bit. If Shin can continue weakening them, that armbar could be just what this team needs to pick up the victory. Drop kick into the chest. Punch up is looking worse for wear. And Shin stole the finish! He punched up! Punch up! And the referee gets clocked again by the clock. Oh my gosh, did you see that right afterwards? Stomped right on the arm. But the referee is down, so I want to point out if anyone wants to punch up again, both Shin and punch up have another crotch punching ability. Now would be the time to use it, Shin. That was awful. Mona's not even competing tonight, to my knowledge. I believe Cherry is. You will put someone had to Mona apparently. If it had to be somebody, I guess Shin was the right person to do it. He was groggy and right in front of you, big boot, right onto the referee. But he's able to pluck the foot of punch up right afterwards, turns him around. And a knee strike right to the knee twice. 3 times to the back of the knee. Officials, medics rather, checked on Sakura Ogami after the repairman attacked Sakura's knee this past Friday. Ooh, hold on a minute. Look at that. Shin, okay. Okay, he styled on him a little bit. Punch up versus Shin right now. Shin is getting the better of him. But again, reverses the finisher. And punch up saves his arms. That's something big. If somehow Punch Up gets an arm injury going into Ticket to Paradise, Shin is going to be salivating. Shin is going to be salivating. Crossbody lands. And he's not stunned. I'm not even sure what Shin is going for here. Tried to turn Punch Up around. Instead, gets him into the ropes. Didn't get him into the corner. I thought he was going for a tag there. Not the case. No tag's been made for a little while. Went for a big kick. Nobody's home. Dragging Punch Up over towards the a free corner. These two are having a one-on-one. These two are legitimately just having a 1v1. Running over to him. Clothesline with those big, meaty arms. Lifts him right back up. Has a signature and the finisher. Maybe thinking about, ooh, not a tag team finisher. They're not a tag team. They don't have a tag team finisher. Oh, was actually not even going for the tag. Was not even going for the tag. Ran into the referee. This referee's been abused this match, by the way. Absolutely and sincerely abused in this fight, as the tag is made to Dante. I'll keep it a buck with you in that little 1v1 exchange. I think Shin mostly got the better of Punch Up until Punch Up turned things around and was able to make the tag. Still worked himself up a signature and a finisher, so probably could have got the job done against Shin, but I'll tell you what, we'll see what Dante is able to do. Right now, dropping Shin on his back, right onto Dante's knees, center of the ring. I'm not sure what Dante is going for here. Shin is, at the very least, pretty beaten up, pretty bruised up. Hold on. Reversal of the Shin has kind of been, Shin and Punch Up rather, have been on a little reversal spree. Shin's continues as Punch Up looks to regain some composure. Does not go. Yeah, Shin, you're looking, and maybe we were too harsh on Mona. Oh! Okay, it's some, I think Shin knows what's going on. I think he's got a method. Because whenever he misses some top rope move and we're like, ooh, that's very Mona of you, like 2 moves afterwards, he does something real pretty. He does do something real pretty, and it's not looking real pretty for Dante right now. Big, meaty clothesline to the back of the clock. That is 1, 2, kick out. Did not have resiliency, likely did not need it, but I do want to point out Ninetails very close to having a signature and a finisher. Dante trying to stop that from happening by lifting, no, still not lifting him onto the shoulders. Reversal. Reversal right back and forth between these two onto the shoulders. But a reversal from Ninetails! Dante rolls out of the ring to buy himself some time. Shin has been tagged in, realizing that Dante's arms are hurting. And it looks like this may work out in their favor, right into the armbar again. Yanking back, trying to break that arm of Dante before Ticket to Paradise grabs the other arm. 07s, because that arm is getting sacrificed. And a tag right afterwards. Hold on a minute. These two with the frequent tags. Rolling into that finisher. Not even one. Punch Up had to come in. But I want to point out, Dante has no resiliency and is in grave danger of tapping out to an armbar because Shin already dragging them to the middle of the ring. But Dante able to get up. Dante is slow to get to their feet, but Dante was able to get up. DDT plants Dante. Again lifted up. I thought going for the armbar on the ground, but instead, are they gonna work together? No, they're not gonna work together. Reversal. I think they were gonna try and use a tag team move there, but look at this Russian leg sweep. The clock going to refresh these tags. Didn't use resiliency rather. Oh, wait a minute. Backbreaker. A second. And a third. Punch Up's got 2 finishers on lock. Pinfall on the Shin. Ninetails comes in, broken up. Champion lifting up Shin, realizing, oh, wait a minute, I was going to say realizing that he took a step back. Monkey flip. I thought he was going to go for an armbar again. This time he does, yanking that arm back one more time. Broken up again by Dante. Here's the problem. Not a problem. From behind, Dante clocks him. That brought Punch Up all the time he would ever need. Oh my gosh. I think Dante is slowly entering the era of I'll do what I need to get the victory here tonight. But Shin, with a probably not the world's strongest slam. He is definitely not even remotely close to the world's strongest man. Off of the ropes, lands that. Didn't actually go off of the ropes, that was just flat off of the apron. Still going after that arm. Oh my gosh, still. This is actually, I want to point out. No, Shin. Shin, you're in a count of 8. Count of 9. Punch Up, tap down outside the ring, and Shin makes it in. Oh my gosh. Shin made the champion tap out and then went in by 10. That was nasty. Oh, Punch Up's not going like that. Punch Up is not gonna like that. Went after the arm. Out on the outside, you saw him keep stomping on the arm. You saw him do a quick version of the sacrifice. Shin, I thought, was just doing this for like, hey, doesn't matter, this win doesn't matter. It mattered to Shin. That was calculated. Knew that Dante could still come in, said, I'm keeping you out here. I'm gonna make you tap out, just like I'm gonna make you tap out a ticket to paradise. I have to say, that was brilliant. It was a count-out win, but honestly, Punch Up did tap out outside of the ring. Shin was able to weaken the massive arms of Punch Up over and over again, snapping back at those arms until it was enough to make Punch Up tap out at 9 for Shin to slide in at 10. Wow. Actually, wow, that was kind of crazy. I don't believe Ninetails loves the way that Shin got the job done, but a win tonight is a win. I said moments before that Dante is going to do what he needs to get the championship victory. I'm sorry, to get the win here tonight. Shin was able to do a little bit more. That had to bring me back over with a little stars. Thank you. That brings us to our next match. It is triple threat time before we have a couple of 1v1s to close out our show. Are you ready? You better be, because we got all entrances on. Great. We got all of the remaining 3 ladies going one-on-one here tonight. It is Cherry, it is Francisca Von Karma, and it is Furina. Remember, the winner of this matchup will determine the other half of the rule set for the Tag Team Championship match. Charizard picked up the victory last time. If Francisca Von Karma picks up the victory, they're in full control of the match type. Let's find out how it will go as the stars go black. Now first is your champions. Whip in hand. Von Karma is ready. Now, they haven't done anything really that unsavory, but their new associate in On has been a little, I don't even want to say unhinged, but she seems to be pushing the Flame Tribe towards something. As we saw a kind of breaking point for the 4 of them this past Friday. They will be facing off one-on-one. at Ticket to Paradise for the All-Star Championship. But not just for that, more important to them, for kind of the fate and the direction of the Flame Tribe. That being said, we also take it to Cherry and Mona. Cherry and Mona kind of had a little back and forth with the IRC, but were able to overcome and earn themselves a spot. Mona mostly earning themselves a spot in this tag team championship match. Cherry, however, picking up a victory here tonight could help them decide what kind of match will be contested at Ticket to Paradise. I'm not sure what kind of match favors these two. They're kind of the wild card team in this. When it comes down to who would pick what, you gotta imagine the you gotta imagine the tag team champions are gonna stray away from elimination. They just lost an elimination match to get into a triple threat scenario. They would have wildly preferred either picking their opponents or just a regular 2-on-2 scenario. This woman, however, wouldn't let that happen. She turned the world around. She got everyone up on their feet when she survived after burning resiliency and losing her partner first. Furina looks to probably try and make it elimination again, saying, Haru, you don't have to survive. I'll make your elimination again and I'll simply win us the titles again. Or rather for the first time, but I'll win the match again. Hold on. I'm gonna let her do her thing. You know, Haru, y'all should just come out to Furina's theme, not for nothing. The Black Sheep are here. Furina, best of luck to you. Honestly, I like all three of the competitors tonight. I think they're all just fine. So, hey, go for it. I think it's just gonna be a good time. Cherry out the gate going after the tag team champions, and here's the thing, I think that's wise. You don't want the tag champs in full control of how this match gets decided. If it is them in full control, you got to imagine that they are going to pick something they're comfortable in, something they know how to win. They might pick a ladder match, much like how, much like how they won the titles in the first place. Whipping that leg, because they have fought in regular tag team championship matches before, but have been unable to get the job done, and I believe it was actually, they might have just had one shot at the titles. That was against Chi-Chi and Futaba. Well, technically two. The second would be when they actually won the titles. But I digress. A couple of kicks. Oh! Did she hit an objection in the middle of the ring, actually? When she held that leg, was she just like, objection? Did she object? That's crazy. Hilarious. Haru unveiling that turnbuckle. And Cherry's face goes into the unexposed one and is bloodied open. Haru may have just cost Furina, though, as Furina goes head first into the turnbuckle. Big mistake there as Cherry goes flopping, but trying to steal a pinfall on Von Karma. We have seen shocking pins early in a match before. I think really the most shocking that we've ever seen is potentially Deity Miku in a triple threat match around Ticket to Paradise time again, by the way. A couple of years back. Tossed over the top rope. Trash can tossed into the ring. Haru actually distracting Cherry, trying to learn from what happened last week. Last week it was Von Karma who caused a distraction to Mona, allowing Sherazard to pick up the victory. Could we see something like that happen again? Unsure, but it looks like if Haru has anything to say about it, she's willing to do what she can and learn everything she can about the business, use every trick in the book. Like some of our new competitors are really taking to the business fast. We're seeing that. It's like what I said with Dante in the last match, and now, surprisingly enough, it's what I'm saying about Haru right now, because it felt like it was the less she took them both out. The last thing I expected with that double axe to both people is crazy. Furina gets rolled down by Von Karma. Charizard clapping on the outside as Von Karma lays heavy hands right into the chest and the face of Furina, stomping on the leg. Cherry back up, but Cherry's about to be right back down as Furina's going outside the ring. Von Karma is kind of just letting loose unleaded shots on everybody that moves. But Cherry with a reversal in Zaguri. Furina back underneath the ring. Von Karma firing back with a clothesline, reversed by Cherry into a kick. And a ladder's been brought into the ring by Furina. Reversal. And oh man, what is this? Turned into a power bomb by Cherry. Broken up very quickly. Furina does have a signature, and everyone's starting to actually take a little bit of damage. Take a little bit of damage. Triple threat match. Remember, one fall takes it all. We are going to see these pinfalls get broken up. Cherry saying, come on, I'm going to get Furina. Von Karma said, you're not getting anybody. Furina groggy on the outside. And Von Karma said, I'm going to be the one to hit that. Oh my gosh. Von Karma nasty with it, dude. And now an armbar locked in, Furina able to roll out into nothing yet, but a big kick there and a super kick right on the jaw of Von Karma. And a leg drop as Cherry gets into the ring. Now Furina is the one who's cooking it up. But instant karma lands on Furina for 1, for 2, and not for resiliency. Cherry wouldn't have even been there in time. Had to kick out on her own merit, on her own strength. But we know Furina's got a little sauce when it comes to kicking out. We saw it ourselves in that triple threat tag team. Woo! I'm sorry, that fit. Oh my gosh, Cherry got onto the ladder! Rolled onto the ladder afterwards. She's not getting back up in time for that final DDT, that bowing DDT. Von Karma now stunned. Von Karma now busted. And what's Furina thinking here? Oh, man. Knocked out. That's the strong arm of justice. Right to the side of the face. And you know what? Interestingly enough, we got a lot of people who like their justice in this matchup. There's not... She objected again. Hilarious. Von Karma, where were you going? What were you doing just now? Y'all saw that, right? Y'all saw Von Karma. She hates that bottom turnbuckle. She said, oh, I'm gonna kick that bottom turnbuckle. Something fierce. 1, 2. Resiliency not burned. That was close. That was close. That was 2.5. Dragon Screw by Furina. Furina is now locking in. I want to say she's doing the best. I can say she's doing the best in this matchup in terms of raw damage and vitality remaining, but that may change if Cherry's able to hit I was going to say that finisher, but instead, Furina kicks right back up. But Cherry ready on the onslaught, drop kick to the knee of Furina, but has to turn and contend with a big boot. Heels right into the face of Cherry for 1, 2, and that's resiliency from the Ghost. I want to point out that it might be dire news for Cherry because she may be getting hit with some instant karma. Von Karma loves to hit it out of the corner. Cherry's got to learn that. But it looks like she's going to learn it the hard way. Instant karma lands. Furina trying to take advantage. But Von Karma able to get out of it. It's really about who's going to be able to pin Cherry next. And it looks like it is going to be Von Karma. But Cherry able to get the foot up before the pin happens. A possum kick there, and now the two of them work together against Von Karma. Oh my gosh. Cherry stunning Von Karma. This is perfect opportunity for Furina, to be honest. Look at this. Back of the neck goes right into the mat. Furina has a finisher. Von Karma stunned on the outside. Charizard trying to distract. Furina doesn't work out in her favor. Big splash! Von Karma's back up. Cherry's crawling to get out of the way. What is out here? It's a table. I saw a table get set on fire earlier tonight. And what is Cherry doing here? Off the ropes. Look at this. Off of the... Oh! Okay, that was kind of nasty. Held the arm. That could have dislocated the arm with the way that dropkick landed. That is 1. Not even, because Von Karma's there to break it up. And maybe there to break Cherry up if she's not careful. Oh, what is this? Oh my gosh! Nasty stomp to the arm. Furina back elbow. Trash can in hand, tossing it onto Von Karma. Tossing it into Cherry. Von Karma tossing Furina into the core of the exposed turnbuckle, by the way. Exposed by Sherazard. Tag team partner, that's how you do it. That's how you do. You know where to throw them. You gotta know where to throw them. Know where to hold them. Know when to walk away. Whoa, wait. That might be enough. That might be it. Furina's still groggy. 1, 2. They have full control of the match type at Ticket to Paradise. That being said, many times in the history of this set of tag team championships, when they get to choose the match type, you end up losing that very match type. They have full control of how they will defend the titles at Ticket to Paradise in a match that turned out to be very, very gritty. They've pinned one half of a different half of both teams. Cherry ate the pin. And then on the other half, we saw Mona didn't eat the pin, but Haru ate the pin. They have pinned both of those teams. Cherry might have pulled something in her back the way that she slid down on that ladder. Nasty work. Furina was a little bit of an all-star in this matchup. Von Karma knew who she had to pin. Smart decision. And I'll keep it a buck with you. I think they might end up retaining it. Not easy peasy, because each of these teams has a real go-getter off the ropes. Yeah, that move was nasty. Holding onto the arm once you're already coming down off the ropes, and essentially the kick would almost like dislocate that arm potentially. Crazy work. But crack the whip. Have full control at Ticket to Paradise. What will they choose? I have no idea. We're gonna find out eventually. Wa-cha-cha, nope. Stars. Stars me back over. We must continue on with the show, shall we? I believe we should. We shall. Indeed we will. And doing so, we have a little one-on-one. We have Aiba, who returns from, thankfully, and returns from being kidnapped. I heard she escaped. Kuzu Soda is furious, and she came to to low-key just laugh at Verasika, which is crazy work. But she did earn this championship opportunity, as well as Elphelt. She and Elphelt will go one-on-one fresh. Let's see how it plays out here tonight. Sage, I believe, will be coming out with Aiba. Those two are still buddy-buddy. Elphelt is probably going to need to watch her back as the stars go. Black. In a triple threat match like this, Elphelt herself is in an extreme disadvantage. We'll talk about it in a second because these two, let's begin. These two, they are, yep, together. These two were tag team partners, and they were low-key starting to run through the division last summer until Sage got put down with a nasty, nasty injury at the hands of the Flame Tribe, I believe. I believe so. Put Sage out with that briefcase for quite some time. Aiba found a new spark in herself, by herself. Later that fall would end up having a great match against Marin to win the AEW Championship, defended a ticket, Fight Before Christmas, we're going to Ticket to Paradise, and then would lose that championship at Valentine's Violence to Queen Verasika, who held it for not even a cup of coffee, barely a blink of an eye, as Sage cashed in right afterwards to make sure that the title stayed in their little group of friends. That is what we're looking at tonight. You hear that story and you have to say, well, now these two are again in cahoots. Aiba and Sage are together again in a triple threat match for the championship. This time, Elphelt may be the one who has to pay the price of trying to contend with their championship. At this point, The AWE Championship may as well be the UNI Championship, because it looks like they are trying to have a stranglehold on that title. Speaking of, here is Elphelt. Elphelt Valentine showed up at Valentine's Day. Was very close to winning that Valentine's Rumble, but at the end of the day, she ended up finding herself a little hubby in Punch-Out. Never in my dreams would I think that I would be saying those words and pairing those two up together, but hey, love is a crazy thing. Apparently so. Blowing kisses to the audience, trying to encourage them to find love themselves. She may need to be more focused on finding out how to beat Aiba. Because I also need to point one other thing out. Elphelt lasted quite some time in that Gauntlet Eliminator. Almost won the whole thing, to be honest. Almost had a one-on-one match against Sage. Fair enough. But she's injured. If Aiba trounces her tonight, and this match goes on for too long, she might advance that injury. She will make it to Ticket to Paradise, but then those two can just essentially beat her down until she's too injured to fight in that matchup, roll her to the side and say, hey, now let's have a 1v1, you and me, you and I. You gotta imagine that is going through Elphelt's mind right now, so she wants to pull apart and beat Aiba here tonight now that she is quote-unquote completely fresh. It is a true one-on-one between these two as the champion watches from the sidelines. Did you see the shocked face that you... Oh! Hey, Sage, you might be a good streamer, girlie. Y'all saw that, right? Hilarious. Pushed away, though, as the night rolls on. Lifted back up. These two are doing some real graps. Graps better than anything we saw in night one of WrestleMania. Pushed over into the corner. Head bounced. Pushed, pressed deep against. Woof. The corner. Oh my gosh. Foot to the throat and the back of the head to the turnbuckle. Literally leaving not even an inch to breathe, but Elphelt able to escape. That was nasty. Elphelt off the ropes. Able to hit that leg drop. That was actually pretty far away to go to the head. I thought it was just gonna like hit the leg and she was gonna be like, ooh, that kind of hurt me more than it hurt you. No, still able to land that. Right now, Aiba is having a bad time. Commentators first. Kick to the guts. What is Sage doing? Sage, this is not no DQ. Clyde, get that out of there. He can't. He has to count. He has to do the count. Aiba is not having a good time. I think Sage trying to encourage Aiba to just finish her off. Maybe they can have a 1v1 in that regard instead. Again, Aiba able to push Elphelt into the corner. And dropped face and forearms. And oh my gosh, shoulder tackle. And now we're seeing a really aggressive side of Aiba. Oh my gosh. I didn't know she had that in her. Stomp to the leg. Yanking the arm. And up on the top rope, Elphelt saying, hey, I know I might be hurt, but what if I hurt you instead? I'm sorry. Oh, caught her out of the sky! And slams her down. She said, no. I still got this, but Elphelt sweeps the leg. Elphelt still has the upper hand in this matchup, dancing on the top of Aiba, and really dancing. She was like, let me dance on. She had the moves. I see her. Go girl, I see you. Anywho, I know she's a musician herself. But she may have waited a step too long. Oh my gosh. Able to dodge it by walking up onto the middle rope, and this time the crossbody does connect. Aiba, however, has got adrenaline. She's pounced back up. She's recharged. And sending Elphelt's head and neck into the mat. Oh my gosh, you can see like Sage now happy. She was clapping. Before that, she was kind of almost watching with disgust. She had kind of a scowl on her face. And again, right to the top of the head. Enough to build up a signature for Aiba. Elphelt's got one too, but Aiba's got that whole purple bar now. Look at this, popped up and slammed down. Up to the top rope. Audience on their feet, but so is Elphelt able to stand up to dodge the finisher there. Aiba going up again, saying, okay, I got it this time. And again, Elphelt using that to stop herself. She's really, okay, I don't know if I've seen the AI do that 2 times in a row. Completely putting it out there. Wise decision, making sure that Aiba can't get off that finisher from the top. That is what I think finished off Elphelt last night, if I'm right. Not last night, I'm sorry, Friday night. I'm not sure if it was that or if it was the actual Somnium Slam. I actually don't think it was the Somnium Slam. I believe it was this move right here, but rolled out of the way. Elphelt now has, it looks like Aiba scouted, dropped, with a little hurricane run, a face buster now calling for Aiba to get up. Hold on a minute, you two. Hold on a second, off the ropes, and again with that crossbody into the pin. 1, no resiliency and no need, because it's just a kick out of 1. Not even close. Dodges that kick, turns her around though. Is Love about to hurt? It is. Right into the pinfall, but that was just the purple bar. She might still have a long way to go for 1. She does. But now you have to keep in mind, Aiba's now already burned that adrenaline. She has Aiba rocked. She has Aiba rather rattled as she's pointing at her to get up. Center of the ring, diving into a little blockbuster into a leg drop. Oh, okay, Elphelt. Hold on a minute, because this is no slouch. This is Aiba. This is former AWE champion Aiba. As she's going for, oh my gosh. She Elphelt that, I'll tell you what. And with the back turn and stunned, Love does hurt. Love hurts land again into the pinfall. Look at Sage on the outside. No, that can't be it. That can't be resiliency. It is. Y'all. Reversal from Aiba, headbutt. And now Aiba, I think, is Aiba putting the foot on the face of Elphelt. Didn't even go for a little stomp there, but she's also still very close to working up a signature. She can still fight back in this fight. But the fact that adrenaline's gone, the fact that also the resiliency is gone. Oh, but right now Elphelt does not have resiliency. 1, 2, kick out. Count of 2. Aiba frustrated, clearly frustrated, saying, "Okay, all right. No top rope move this time. No move at all this time." Another reversal from Elphelt. Dragging Aiba center of the ring, turns her around again, axe to the back. Aiba tried to roll to the outside. Elphelt looks like he stopped her, turns her around. What is going on here? Submission hold, armbar. Aiba rolls up, a knee strike. Oh my gosh, right to the head. Right to the head and neck. That was a nasty knee. That was a strong style knee. But Elphelt, there's a scrap. The girls are scrapping tonight. And there's just 2/3 of our triple threat match at Ticket to Paradise. Elphelt going for the run. Low drop kick. Basement style. Off the ropes. Leg drop again. Y'all. She's got her back turned. And that might mean that Love hurts. 1, 2. Elphelt takes the victory, almost a very dominant victory. Sage, it looks like almost admonishing Aiba, saying you couldn't beat her. Oh, whoa! Aiba clearly frustrated, pushing Sage away after that. Oh my gosh. Elphelt picking up that victory may have not. I don't know. Want to say it torn a full wedge between those two, but she might have to worry a little bit less about Ticket to Paradise. It might be a true triple threat match between the three of them. Oh my. Frustration mounting between those two. But we head on, and it's time for our main event. It is Golden and Ryoma. New Hope versus, I guess, a Golden Hope. One who's got a hope for the future here in the AWE, and one that is a hope for that title in the AWE. Let's see how it plays out. One-on-one, it is Golden versus Ryoma, and it's about to be on right now. As I guess just let you guys get the stars in a second. Yeah, let's hit the stars. Let's get this thing going. Well, okay. You got some entrances for me? You do? Yeah, give me them stars, baby. And give me that champion. Golden cast out his vote for his challengers this past Friday. It is a battle between Old Hope, New Hope, and the champion. And I'll tell you, between Old Hope and New Hope, that much is clear. I think from the promo that was given by Golden, you can kind of figure out what his hope is. And maybe not just his hope, but Ryoma's hope too. That they can drive some sort of wedge between Ray and Makoto, try and get him on the right path. I'll tell you what, if the Makoto that beat Eggman last year at Ticket to Paradise was fighting in this triple threat match, I think he'd have a real chance. But the Makoto that's had poison spewed into his ear by Ray for the last, what, 6 or 7 months? 6, 7, or 8 months? Oh, I've already ruined it. Someone's going to already say it. I'm doomed. I apologize, chat. I apologize. Look, name and shame the people who say it. Regardless, let's take it a step back. As I was saying, and poison doesn't strengthen, poison only weakens. While you might take the easy way out, there's no taking the easy way out in this triple threat match. There is nowhere to run. We'll see how it plays out. All-star title, triple threat match. Golden. He is a man who is using that, and we'll talk about that more during the match. That's classic match time. Let's talk about Ryoma. He's about to come out right here. His timeline is closed. And at the end of the day, you gotta imagine that hurts a little bit. That hurts right here. It's hurt for a lot of his competitors, his friends. Other AWE stars who are from the Danganronpa timeline shut down by Shingo Lamingo. I hated that. A lot of us hated that. I don't know if I'll ever forgive Shingo Lamingo for that. Okay, still hates Kuzu. There's no hope for him. But I digress. Ryoma trying to be the hope for not just the Danganronpa characters, but be the new Ultimate Hope. The old Ultimate Hope would have been the one to essentially kind of be the one to rally them and say that they can still have their lives here, they can still have their hopes here. We don't get that from Makoto anymore. That is lost, and having that lost does affect a community. It affects any group of people. One-on-one. It's on. Golden, however, is using that title to try and, I guess, bring Makoto back to his senses. Makoto has been eyeing that championship ever since he knocked Golden out with it a couple of weeks ago. Golden taking Ryoma down. Right now it's pretty even. These two are having I don't want to say a certified classic, but a great 1v1 that was pretty even until Makoto interrupted and attacked Golden again. During that point, I think Makoto did get the upper hand on Golden, but look at that clothesline. If we take it a step back, though, there's something more for Ryoma in this. There is something a little bit more. Ryoma has held the tag team titles with Kaito. He has held the AWE Championship. He has held the Fight Forever Championship. He has never held the All-Star title. Ryoma wants to level up that new Ultimate Hope title by being the first ever, I suppose, Grand Slam champion. The only thing that he would really be missing is United Will, but you have to vote him in for that. That's not truly, it's sincerely included in the Grand Slam Championship qualifiers. That being said, though, winning that too, I think that makes you a true Grand Slam champion. You're Grand Slam without it, but then you become a true Grand Slam champion with it. I guess once you become that Grand Slam champion, people will be like, we gotta give Ryoma the chance. We gotta give him the opportunity. That's when you'll get the votes, probably, but I digress. Pushing him down, and right now Golden's got full... Golden, really good at grappling right here. Usually we think about Golden more as a high flyer, a striker in that regard, but the boy can grapple too. Look at this. Ryoma, however, DDT on the Golden. Into the pinfall. It is going to take a lot more than that, I assume, Ryoma, to put Golden down, but he did get him down for one. Did get him down for one. That may have just been a vibe check. Stepping outside the ring, Golden still a little groggy. Gets met with a flurry of kicks and chops from Ryoma. Kick and a... Ooh! Little X Factor, and I will point out, Ryoma's the first one to have... Oh my gosh! Have the signature built-up champion is getting dropped with a destroyer outside the ring, almost on the concrete. Golden folded after that. Kick to the back. Stood back up again. And taken back into the ring. Right now, it is looking like it's all former Kang. Stood back up. Popped up, and it's a long ways to go, and it lands! Y'all don't think. 1, 2... Y'all at Ticket to Paradise, Ryoma might have Golden's number. Ryoma might have Golden's number. Wheelbarrow Bulldog. He can't get any moves off. Ryoma's just too fast. Ryoma is too fast. We, however, have seen Golden in this situation before, getting rocked for the first half of the match, and he just locks in. He might be locking in now. No, not locking in. Hurricane Rana. Kip right back up afterwards. Ryoma rolls out of the way. I don't think Golden has faced anyone this fast in his championship reign so far. Moon Assault into the pinfall. Thing of beauty. One, but just one. Ryoma has not taken too much damage. Dodges that by jumping on the ropes and follows with a drop kick. Ryoma again too fast. And again, now Golden's firing up. He's clotheslining, firing back off the ropes. And he's coming back out of nowhere in this fight. Both have a signature finisher. If Ryoma hits it first, wait a second. Could he be baiting out resiliency here? 1 or 2. Not enough. Man, oh man. Delicious. Stood up, Golden. Turns him around. Ripcord. Clothesline. Drags him center of the ring. He might be thinking about that knee bar. Will he? He will. Locks it in deep. Wrenches that leg back. Ryoma won't be jumping off the ropes after that, but Golden leaned in too far. Golden leaned in too far, and Ryoma was able to connect with a fist right to the face. And a long ways to go on the champion. 1, 2. Golden kicks out. You knew that it was going to take a little bit more than that. You knew it was going to take a little bit more than that. Double axe to the heart, though. The heart of the AWE stood back up. And Ryoma, don't tell me he's dialing it up. And he may be dialing it in. 619. Off the ropes afterwards. Big splash. And a long ways to go. This is what we would have missed if Makoto, or this is rather what we missed when Makoto did his thing. Ryoma has been the first Makoto, oh, the match is over. Hey, now hold on. No, Makoto, come on. Ryoma comes back in and throws hands, throws fists with Makoto as well. Clothesline over the top rope. Naegi is down. These two, along with that man who just got rocked his socks out of the ring. One-on-one triple threat. Ryoma just proved to the world that Golden is beatable. And he doesn't even have to beat Golden to do it. That is Rebellion. Man, oh man. We have Ryoma. Golden was unable to get... He got some offense early on. He had a fantastic comeback. But from then, Ryoma just had his number. And that I think is almost exactly what happened the last time those two fought before Makoto got involved. I think it was mostly Ryoma, and then Golden hit his comeback, but then Makoto intervened. I think even Golden might have been able to hit the finisher before, but this time Ryoma was even more prepared. Ryoma means business. Golden is going to have to course correct for the first time on the road to Ticket to Paradise. And speaking of course correction, it looks like Elphelt's course might be a AWE Championship because she might have driven a wedge between you and I. We'll see how true that is. This Friday, I believe Elphelt will be going one-on-one with Sage as well. Von Karma cinches and makes sure that her team, Crack the Whip, will get full control of the match type at Ticket to Paradise. Shin is brilliant. Shin is brilliant. Makes it punch up the champion, tap out on the outside of the ring at a count of 9, and then slides in a 10. And lastly, Neru's still a sicko, but boy, I hope that she's gonna be okay. That is our show. That is Rebellion. I am taking off momentarily. Hey, put me back over here real quick. I'll click, well, I guess we need to look at our news. Give me our news real quick. Golden came up short in his match. This defeat will unfortunately set him back going in his rivalry, giving Makoto an opportunity to capitalize. Yeah, he did. He ran after him, and Aiba and Sage argued with each other over whose fault it was for losing the match. I halfway think it was Sage's fault. Sage kept putting a whole bunch of weapons in the ring, distracting the ref unintentionally, but it didn't give Aiba any advantage. Their performance and exchange has fans wondering if these two will be able to resolve their issues or if this is a sign of a grudge building between the two. That's exactly what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying. Anywho, taking me back over, we will go to the next show. I'll give you guys what the game would have booked for Fracture this Friday. It would have been Deity Miku versus Bernice, sure. Gin versus Kyutaro, sure. I mean, yeah, sure, makes sense. Rinka versus Mona. I mean, Mona is kind of the catalyst. She was in that match that helped build the Flame Tribe about a year and a half ago almost. March 7th versus Sayaka Mizuno. Honestly, probably is kind of a sleeper pick of a match, not for nothing. Marin versus Hina. Hina has her eyes set on somebody else. Aiba and Neo. Neo has been quiet. After attacking Ruby that one time, Neo has been very, very quiet, and that is suspicious. And lastly, Yu and Yosuke versus Futaba and Chi-Chi, which is... that actually might be a fun match, not for nothing. They could have a fun show of things. That being said, most of it doesn't make sense. We will go on. That has been AWE Rebellion. I am taking off this Friday. You're going to want to be there for Fracture. Thank you. I was going to say the song never came back in. You're going to want to be there for Fracture. To see, I guess that'll be the official announcement for those match types. I do know what Skeletor has picked for Gin. Maybe I will go ahead and put that in stone. From what Skeletor has said, Gin so far has had fantastic championship matches, and he's watched everything that he's been able to do. He's taken down giants, he's had great technical experiences, but the one thing he can't be is extreme. Skeletor said, in a normal one-on-one match, you might be able to beat me. In fact, Skeletor said, I believe you would be able to beat me. I went up against your master in a technical bout, and he, respectfully, whooped my butt. He said a little something different, but I'm I'm paraphrasing. He said it will not be a normal one-on-one match. He said it will be Extreme Rules one-on-one. And I think that is not great for Gin. That definitely gives Skeletor, I believe, the advantage. We'll see how that plays out. However, I'll ask them Crack the Whip on what they want. We'll have that revealed this next Friday as well. But until then, I'm taking off. Toodaloo, Flight Crew. As always, thank you for watching.